Now, I hope the players know what the Dilly Dally Dealio is, but it is the StarCraft 20th anniversary celebration stream. It is all best of 3 today. We are testing out stream elements for the overlay stuff. So you'll see some stuff down here in the lower right. We'll talk more on that in a moment. Let me just turn off this. Whoopsie daisy. Spawning at the bottom right, looking to do some proxy action. I don't know if you guys saw that sneaky SCV, but we have the Pink Terran Top, who I believe is going to be streaming some of his matches today. To the top left, we have the Blue Protoss gyulzzing, who has put his first building down in a very anti-Reaper fashion. But I would like to not thank Onslaught for cheering one bit, because I noticed that the donation, $0 with no name. Where's my last tip, man? The last person who tipped should still be here. Unfortunately, it appears he is not. That's okay. Someone donate. Actually, I do want to give a quick shout out. If you guys see this guy in chat, Onslaught, he was helping me. Like, as many of you know, I am quite incompetent. I can't even show the production tab, for example. I'm quite incompetent when it comes to doing anything on the stream or for production, so he was a real super duper helper. Helped me sort this stuff out before stream today. So text sizes, donation subs, like this is all stuff we're still fiddling with to find that sweet spot, and he's the guy helping me do it, so big thank you to him. But oh, this gets scouted. Will that matter though? It's a Reaper still coming out, and it's not from a location that this building's really going to have any bearing on. This will stop the exit of the Reaper at most, I suppose. But IRCino, yo dude, thank you for the 5 months, as well as Bloodgore EU. Drop the base. Well, he's actually going to do just that. He actually brings the barracks over to block the natural, but I want to see some confetti. Kill one of these probes. Do it. Pop, pop. I'm sad it doesn't make like that little kazoo sort of sound. But okay, the confetti pops are part of the celebration. That's the death animations. That's woo. It's funny, Blizzard had not told us anything descriptive, but they're like, dear broadcasters, you know, be aware there could be an issue where on the 30th your broadcast may be affected. And I'm just like, what, they're gonna get probes hats again? But they give them confetti, and that's so sick, and I love it. And I got to see this for the first time on the StarCraft stream earlier today. The broodlings and the infestors all popping up looked so cool. When mass things die, the confetti is super sick. But all right, let's talk about what happens as the follow-up to this, right? Top, he's a very fun streamer and he does a lot of crazy builds, but he doesn't actually do anything too cray this game. I thought that thank you for that donation, man. Thank you, Anonymous, $3. His tip, does this thing work, Rifkin? Well, dear Anonymous, hacker of the internet and pursuer of all things 4chan, yes, it appears to. Thank you for helping me test that. That's actually really awesome. But yeah, he's not doing anything too crazy for this. The barracks floating around looks a little bit silly, and actually it's a little bit of a problem even, but I'll talk about this in a moment because he's gone for this sort of all-in build. I say this very much with the emphasis on sort of. It's a command center. He's still going to expand, but he's actually dumped so much money into rushing out a Raven. Now, the Ravens, they've been using auto turrets. We've also seen the effects of the anti-armor missiles. We know the power they bring, but they're hardly like game over units. But the Cyclones that this one's going to get paired with might just be. And it's not a mech follow-up to this, it is bio, which makes that barracks scout really strange. I thought this was going to be factories and he's just building a barracks to replace the one he had lost, and plus the ability to build more orbitals, but nope. He's actually going to follow these Cyclones up with a tank. He's got that Raven. There's no counterattack out of gyulzzing that'll kill him. Not yet, at least. Popping some immortals, then maybe we can start talking real numbers. But at any rate, gyulzzing takes his expansion back at home, and the Reaper did get some really important scouting. As far as what Top saw, 2 gateways and the Robo, you know for damn sure there's not going to be an Oracle coming your way anytime soon, or any Phoenix policing those medevacs. But what you do end up getting scared of is knowing that, well, it's a Robo, and everything that comes out of that building sucks to deal with. But oh, hey, we're also going to test this. Can we replay donations? Does that work? Oh, it does. To be honest, I just love the sound. But Merstery, as in the mastery, Donation! Whoops! Dude, I've been watching a silly amount of Whoops' podcasting with Pokelaws or whatever. I have been following VR chat significantly less lately, but dude's hilarious. But thank you for the 1337. He's rocking those elite numbers. Oracle floating in, or Observer, excuse me, floating. He's gotta be careful. The Raven can actually see this, so yeah, the lock on from the Cyclones gets a kill. I have praised, oh, that looks really cool in the air, actually. I've praised a lot of players like Zest and otherwise for their scouting leading to a lot of their victories, and I think that still applies to everybody, whether you're gyulzzing or Zest or anyone between or below. The point is, scouting for Protoss is pretty key. Knowing where the medevacs move out, knowing the composition of your army. I mean, this is one of the drawbacks to not going for Stargate. You don't have Oracle, so you don't have Revelations. That being said, if he's playing defensive, maybe he deflects, then none of that really matters super badly, but most Terran players... Oh, there's hallucination. Most Terran players aren't really doing crazy drops like they used to. There's no like hit on the left, moving from the right. It's usually these sort of parade style pushes. And Top has the weirdest amalgamation of units here. This is the real grab bag approach. There's Cyclists, there's Widowmines, there's Marauders, there's Marines, there's a Raven, there's Medevacs. He's actually built almost everything. Fetty Ops is hi, Lucira and Leonok is the next match, right? Yeah, so it was slated to be the first match, but Lucira appears to be missing despite checking in with us. So Leonok has attempted to reach out to him on Kako Talk. I reached out on Skype and email. No reply. If he's not here by the time this best of 3 is done, it's going to be a walkover. So he's got a little bit of time to show up still. But there's no Nexus to have to cancel, which is great, because you probably would have to otherwise. The Widowmines here are going to be fantastic. These Zealots have charge, and if they all cluster in, charging to that front line, they're going to take some serious heat. I mean, they're not nearly as potent as one time that they were, but Widowmines are still very much the anti-Zealot unit. He's looking forward, he's looking for an opportunity. The other thing this Raven can do, you know, we talk about anti-armor, which would be cool, and auto turrets, which are also well known. They also have the interference matrix. For 4 units he could disable, meaning 4 units like both the Immortals to the Sentries would not be able to attack, would not be able to cast spells. He could shut all of this down with the power of that one Raven if it can get in there. That's a pretty big if. Meanwhile, there is a drop. I didn't even see this, and neither did gyulzzing. Top left goes to the burrow. He's going to lose this to friendly fire. Oh, that actually went terribly. But it did allow him to advance his position to a much more abusive spot. And right here, these tanks can reach the assimilator. They can't reach much more than this, but it's still pressure he gets to apply. Medevacs down here lived, which are nice, but unfortunately, that's not much. We got the Warp Prism to the south, being chased off. Widowmine's going off here, popping Zealots. We got confetti, pop, bigger units, bigger confetti. He did get the interference matrix off on the Immortal, so it's not shooting, but unfortunately, Top has lost the majority of his units here, and this is just not looking to have worked out. Now, one thing that's very evident to me is the bigger the unit that dies is the bigger the confetti is. So where are the Ultralisks and the Thors? And I want to see those things turn into confetti. BaseTradeTV will be as good as Scarlet's Mines in the Red Bull finals. Red Bull was something magical, man. Like, they had so many good games that still to this day are the highlights a lot of people remember for StarCraft. It was really cool watching those. There was some kind of magic. Maybe it was in the Red Bull. I don't know, but I do wish they'd do StarCraft stuff again. It does seem like it's been primarily like fighting game content we've seen out of them over the last few years, so I don't really know what direction that company's going, but it would be cool to see StarCraft, that's for sure. Nexus at the 3rd, getting taken, however also scanned. So one of the bad things for gyulzzing is he does have most of his army at home. And if he warps in right now, sure, this could do a lot of damage to Top's main, but those are warp-ins he'll be missing back on his side of the field. He may just need these. Cancelled units turn into confetti. That's cool. Nice. Coming up here to the top side, it is a significant amount of Marauders and Marines, but it's not actually the full amount. About half of those are still at home. So this army out of Top, if he could set the Liberators down, might not be too bad, honestly. Dance around this, get a cancel on that 3rd, could be fantastic, but it's not like Top has a 3rd behind this. As he kites back, he deals with the Zealots. Boy, those things can take some hits. But the Liberators do both go down, and that might just trigger a retreat. On the other side of the field, he's left all of his reinforcements at home, so dealing with the Warp Prism warp-ins have been relatively easy. And as far as the resources lost, it's not looking so hot for gyulzzing. But again, going back to it, the third CC, okay, let me rephrase. The third CC is done, but it's not down. He did go for a Ghost Academy, which made me think bigger all in, but as he moves towards a third, he's building 2 ghosts? Was building 2 ghosts? 1 ghost? Okay, too expensive, weird cancels. Honestly, I don't know. Oh, he canceled to get his 2-2 going and then restarted the ghost. Okay, that makes more sense. But yeah, ghosts and EMPs are going to be fantastic going forward. I'm loving this confetti. Do you guys want me to keep the confetti on? Because like I said, if I keep the confetti on, I can't use Game Heart, so we lose cool things like seeing what building is building what unit, but and the graph. Oh, we don't have the income graph. Aw. But the confetti's also like a limited time thing, and it's kind of cool, and I like limited. So let me know what you guys think in chat. If you like the confetti, we'll keep the confetti. It's really all about you guys. The fans come first, and if the broadcasting experience is slightly diminished for me, I really don't care. Confetti, fetty, fetty, fetty. Keep the confetti forever, says Ice Wolfie. Alright guys, you got it. We'll keep the confetti. Yo, I want someone to nuke something with some confetti. You know what I'm saying? That would be amazing. Ghosts, however, are moving to the front line. They got EMPs locked, primed, loaded. They do hit about half the army. Not bad. That also triggers the barriers on the Immortals, takes away those shields. Zealot's now going to come to the front line, but they got nothing to protect them. Storms, Hampa top, dodges. He dodges really well, too. That split's fantastic. Now up 20 army supply. He collapses in. There's no more storms left. The Archon's getting merged desperately here. And I just realized even the confetti are separate colors. The Protoss drop blue confetti, the Terran drops green confetti. He's got to keep up on the army, though. He can't just focus on the Nexus yet. He is starting to snowball, though. One of the key things for top is the fact that there's a Liberator set up over the natural base, so he's denied mining while this goes on. gyulzzing is running out of money to even reinforce with. Not that he could, not that he will. 14 army supply remains, and I think this first game of the day is going to go towards top. Third base falls, and these probes are on the retreat, but there's the G. Top takes game number 1. Nicely done, top. Oh, big thank you, Phoenix42. You know what? Yeah, medium thank you. 27 months. So, I acknowledge you. Alright, no! Oh, I made it with Game Heart again. Hang on. If you guys want the confetti, I can't use Game Heart. It feels bad. Quit. Let's remake with no map mod. Black, pink for game number 2. Like I said, we'll keep these going pretty swiftly. But to update, quick bracket peek, right? We were supposed to have Lucira versus Leonok be our first match. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, Lucira is presently a no-show. He has until this best of 3 concludes to show up. If he's not here by the time this best of 3 is over, we will give Leonok a free win and send Lucira to the losers bracket. If he's still not here afterwards, then he's just simply disqualified and he's going to get a pretty severe warning. Should probably talk on that actually, because we're issuing one to sort of as well, but we'll go to Blackpink first and talk about this in game. All right, ladies and gentlemen, game 2 here in Group A for the Asia Open. Well underway, spawning in the top right. He did take a game 1 victory. It's none other than Top. Pink Terran, best known for hitting on girls on Twitch. Or dressing as one, but oh, more on that in a moment. Bottom left side, we got the blue Protoss gyulzzing. Before we get too far today, guys, as we have another proxy coming underway, I do want to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors for helping make this happen. But today's featured sponsor is going to be none other than the wonderful folks over at Ting. Now, you probably know the deal, bttv.ting.com for that promo code. If you are a U.S. citizen, or not even a citizen, if you're just living in the United States, you're visiting them on a vacation, consider checking out Ting. For me, Ting is cheaper than paying roaming charges on my phone. It's a pay what you use thing, and you get $25 just for going to bttv.ting.com. You can essentially try a month of Ting out for free. So if you're paying more than 25 bucks for your phone bill, consider trying out Ting. But People Images as well for stock photos, high quality stuff to make great looking websites and projects. It is worth noting we are in discussions presently for another season of the People Images StarCraft League. If you missed out on it, it was a lot of really cool King of the Hills, and I'm really happy that they were sponsoring this tournament, but also already jumping onto that next one. Dodger Coffee Co. They make good coffee, you know the deal. Check them out, !coffee in chat. And last but not least would be the fine people over on Yardwood Watches, making some fancy looking watches made out of wood. Would you buy one? Alright, this is a little awkward. gyulzzing scouts no natural base, but more to the point, he scouts the main and sees no barracks. He knows something's up. He just doesn't know the severity of what's up. So he's scouting around with the probe right now looking, and, well, frankly, he's going to take some time before he finds it, but he should eventually find it. Oh, yo, is that some Dom in chat? Dude, Dom, I was actually talking about you when I was on the Twitch stream yesterday. We were gushing over your emotes. Let's talk about how I subbed to you only for your emotes. I've never seen you actually stream or do anything. I just love your emotes so much. Ah! Just a quick shout out to the emoticon legend in chat. Oh, pylon blocks! Just pylon blocks, please! No! No! If gyulzzing was paying more attention, he was on autopilot, right? Who can blame him? But if you put a pylon underneath this would have completely destroyed and devastated what Top was trying to do. He needed that reactor. There's a reason the barracks landed. It was awkward because he needed to set that up. But okay, pylon goes down to extend the scouting just a little bit, but it's not going to extend it for very long. There you go, cancels it. We already have units on the way though, and unfortunately 2 cyclones are what's on deck to kill this. So 2 cyclones will beat out 2 stalkers, and especially with the help of this Reaper, the Zealot. In fact, gyulzzing already turning tail to head home because he knows that he didn't catch the timing for this. If gyulzzing had pulled off the pylon block, that would have been the sickest move. That would have been borderline GG timing, frankly. But some confetti! Woo! StarCraft's 20th birthday! Whoop whoop! Quick note to that too. While I'm not at all involved with it, the StarCraft 20 event they held today was hilarious. Our toast is in day 9 and getting everybody together. I thought it was a 1-day thing. I didn't realize it was a 2-day thing, and apparently they're doing even more tomorrow. But speaking of doing even more, what? Top is laying down everything on the other side of the field. If it doesn't have to go at home, it doesn't go at home. He's got the starport. He's got 2 extra racks. I mean, shout out to Top, because it's not been since days of Pulse I've seen anyone this dedicated to a proxy. Or Supernova too, I suppose, just to come to think of it. But with tanks and cyclones, I wouldn't see elevators them all up here. This could be quite terrible for our Protoss, who would ideally be putting shield batteries at the front, as we see here, but circumventing that entirely, 2 cyclones get into the main. Now this has forced both players into a 1-base situation, but with warp-ins perhaps being more powerful than drops, I'm actually a lot more scared for Top than I am for his opponent. This is a really smart move out of gyulzzing to do. He knows he just had to get over to the mineral lines, and disrupting this kills all of this. There's no Banshee that's coming out of this starport anytime soon. There's nothing, as he's not mining. He may just have to pull the boys and go for broke. You mean Print F, who proxies every game? If we were casting a Protoss player doing the proxies, I might reference Print F, sure. But we're not. We're casting Mother Flippin' Top, one of the only Terrans in the entirety of the Asia Group stage. Which, oh man, the Korea groups are sick. The next Korea group we got coming up has like Innovation, Beyond, and Gumiho, so no shortage of Terrans there. But the Asia Open brackets ended up being quite barren. I love that confetti. It looks so funny when things die. But alright, as far as the follow-up to this, I mean, like I said, there wasn't going to be Banshees coming anytime soon, so he went for combat shields instead. Or maybe that was his plan all along. Honestly, I don't know. But this is not like the previous map where you have your tanks cover your landing zone. There's actually quite a bit of distance. If he can set up some tanks here, maybe he can cover some of this area for unloading. But at that point, I think we're getting the timing's just completely lost. Anything that comes out of that medevac is going to die to the Immortals on arrival. There's going to be about 3 Immortals ready to fight. how to get drops. So here's the quick deal about drops, guys. It does appear that complaining about drops and the lack of drops you have does not actually affect the drop rate. I know it's a rumor. It's kind of like when you're supposed to hold down B to catch a Pokemon. Realistically, all you can do is link your Twitch accounts, and I think it's every 15 minutes you're guaranteed a drop or something along those lines. They fixed the drop rates because they were terrible. There's a post on Reddit somewhere explaining it much better, but the key thing you really have to do is link your Twitch account to your Battle.net account, otherwise you're not even going to get anything. Medevac going back for round 2. Observer sees this army moving out. Tanks and Liberties are fantastic if they're set up ahead of time, but they're not. They're about to walk face first into an army that's got 3 Immortals in it. Yikes, that's a yikes for me, dog. The Marines don't get totally caught by these forces, but several of them do die. Cyclone is in the main, also getting chased off. Only 1 survives so far. Oh no. It's one of those valiant efforts, but it's not going so great. Top. Oh, he's got quite the mountain to climb here. Kind of literally too, as he's got to go uphill through 2 different chokes to actually get into the meat that is gyulzzing's army. But gyulzzing took so long to get to a second base. His economy will eventually carry him through this game. Top certainly still has a window of opportunity, and if gyulzzing takes a bad army fight here, that throw could cost him the game. The combat shields and no stim. Stim is still a few seconds out, but 40 to be precise. But Marines go for broke to take the hits. They've got the health. Guardian shield gets focused, but I don't think the tanks can carry through this. If there's more Marines left over, this might look very different. He tries to focus down the Immortals. Oh, this ends up being a really tight fight. And even with the medevac healing, it's still not going to be enough. Just barely not going to be enough. Oh my god, so much confetti. I love it. I freaking love it. Although round 2 for Top still looks pretty strong. We should note he has a very strong army supply. But he's really hitting the edge of his limits here. If he doesn't win this soon, production won't win out over a macro. But right now, there's no production for gyulzzing. The Stalkers fall back to the shield battery, but oh my god, Top does it! It takes a bit of time, but he breaks through, and Top takes game number 2. Alright, now we get down to the real deal, though. Is Lucira here? If Lucira is not online by the time I'm done running these commercials, then Lucira will receive a walkover. Or excuse me, rather, Leenock will get the walkover of Lucira, and Lucira will fall to the loser's bracket. Boy, I still managed to explain that really poorly. Hopefully you guys followed the deal, because here's the brackets. Like I said, Lucira and Leenock are intended to play. If Lucira is not here, then we will immediately go to the winner's match, and it'll be Top versus Leenock. But I'm going to play some Twitch commercials first, and hopefully in the next few moments he has time to show up, because I would love for him to play, and I'd love to see this group play out in full. But either way, we'll be back in a couple minutes. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you soon.